It feels like the news flow around this just keeps getting worse and worse. There's no real end in terms of when the situation might ease. Why aren't we seeing a bigger reaction in the markets?
Hi, Kriti. That's a very good question. And I think if you're talking about a muted reaction, you don't have to look much further than oil and gas markets. They really aren't showing that they're in panic stations or panic mode or anything like that at all. Brent remains below $80 a barrel, and traders seem more focused on what's going on with demand in China and the interest rate environment in the US and in Europe than with what's going on in the Red Sea. In Europe, you saw gas prices fall below 30 euros per megawatt hour yesterday. So as far as energy markets are concerned, people are pretty relaxed. Freight markets are somewhat different, and freight costs have soared in the past couple of weeks, particularly when it comes to sending containers between Europe and China. Most of those would go through the southern Red Sea, where we're seeing these attacks and all this tension through the Suez and onto Europe. But now they're having these ships. A lot of these ships are having to go around the southern part of Africa, which takes much longer. I think the existence of that route around the Cape of Good Hope, even if it is longer and adds to fuel costs, is the main reason that markets aren't in panic mode. Yes, the southern Red Sea is very dangerous at the moment for ships, but it doesn't mean that goods can't get between Europe and Asia right now. The other thing to note is that there are still a lot of ships, whether it's bulk carriers, energy tankers, going through that route. Yes, the traffic's dropped, but Bloomberg analysis has shown that even since Friday, when the US and the UK struck Yemen with missiles, there are still ships doing it. So some companies clearly feel that it's safe enough to continue with that journey.
Paul, I want to ask you very quickly about some of the other regions that are seeing attacks here. Iran has also attacked Iraq, Syria as well, retaliation for deadly bombing earlier this month. What do we actually know in regards to that? Is this simply a tit for tat, or should we be paying more attention here?
It is possibly just a tit for tat, but I think it's certainly something markets will be looking at closely to see if there's any escalation. Iran has hinted that these targets were used by Israeli intelligence services. These are targets. These are facilities in northern Iraq, and we know that Israel has in the past used parts of Kurdish Iraq for intelligence gathering on Iran. So it is the type of thing that is possibly escalatory, but we'll just have to watch and see.